So if you're kind of a little on the fence here and going, well, we love dogs, but I'm just a little worried about getting stuck with a certain dog, or I want to, feel that bond before I really commit. Well, lots of rescues these days and some shelters are open to foster to adopt scenarios. Welcome to episode 29 of the Pawdoption Guide podcast. I'm your host, Bethany Muir, and this is your one-stop shop for the knowledge and advice you need to adopt and integrate the rescue dog of your dreams. Howdy. I hope you guys are loving this beautiful, warm weather. Today was especially hot. I mowed the lawn and I'm really glad I did it nice and early, but I'm not complaining. I'm loving this. Pool weather, right? Even going camping this weekend. So yay, the summer is pretty much upon us. Well, I was chatting with one of my best friends the other day, and she mentioned that her husband and her had been doing some dog sitting for her family, and that was pretty recent, and that really had her partner itching to get a dog. And they've been wanting to get a dog. There's definitely dog people, and there's tons of pets in their family. So they've kind of just been waiting for a while, knowing that there's a lot of other dog dynamics, and do they really want to add more to the mix? But I think that just all the things are kind of falling together, and it's starting to feel like it's time for them. And so, of course, I was like so stoked. I always want to hear when my friends and family want a dog, and I immediately just get talking a mile a minute. And so that's when I started to tell her, I was like, oh, it's such a great time to get a rescue dog right now. So if you are interested, oh my gosh, like, let me work for you. Let me find you that dog. And I thought, since I got so amped up and was starting to tell her all the reasons why she should get a dog right now, I thought, well, I should probably fill the rest of you guys in too on that. So this episode might not age so well because we're talking about the here and now, but I don't want you guys to miss out on a great opportunity that is the dog adoption market at the moment. So today I'm talking to you listeners who maybe have been contemplating getting a dog or getting another dog and just have kind of been sitting on it a bit or mulling it over with your partner. Or maybe you have tried to get a dog, but you've just not yet succeeded. Well, now might just be the perfect time for you to get that rescue dog of your dreams, and I'm about to tell you why. It's a great time to adopt a dog because, one, there's more inventory than there has been in so long. COVID has finally settled a bit. So I think we're all just getting used to living with it. And we figured out, how to still manage to get dogs into rescues and shelters from outside of Canada, but also within Canada. So that's kind of settled out, and rescues and shelters are fuller than ever. But then also people are looking to rehome some of those dogs that maybe didn't work out so well for them or that they weren't a good fit for. So we're seeing more inventory. And as always, I think it's best to be able to pick from a big pool rather than from a small one. You're getting the pick of the litter right now if you're looking, because just months ago there was a lot of dogs available, and they all just seemed like they had been waiting there for quite some time, and they all seemed to have quite a few behavioral things or special, unique qualities that would mean the average home wasn't suited to them. So those dogs were sitting around for a while, and I think that's just was what you were seeing. But now we're seeing that, no, there's lots of dogs that are a bit more well-adjusted or have more socialization, less specific needs or requirements. So that means they're better off for more average households as well. So we're seeing more inventory, but that really increases your opportunity for compatibility. So if you're thinking about it right and you're doing your homework and you're figuring out what kind of types of breeds might be suited to your lifestyle and how much time and energy you'll have to put into this dog, if you're thinking about all those right things, that, by the way, you can check yourself before you wreck yourself. Head on over to my website at www.pawdoptionguide.com. There you can find the Are You Ready to Get a Dog checklist. Free, absolutely free, and fill that out before you start your journey, so then you know exactly what you need to be looking for in order to get a compatible dog that will really help you start out on the right track towards getting a dog that's going to be a forever dog for you and your forever family for it. And then on top of that, there is that big increase for inventory, which means that rescues are in a huge need for fosters. So if you're kind of a little on the fence here and going, well, we love dogs, but I'm just a little worried about getting stuck with a certain dog, or I want to, feel that bond before I really commit. Well, lots of rescues these days and some shelters are open to foster to adopt scenarios, which mean that, you basically sign up as a foster first, or there are some dogs where, you just foster to adopt. It's technically like you're more of an adopter, but you have 2 weeks to say yay or nay. So either way, you can become a foster and then get the opportunity to see what it's like with a few dogs and not have the same commitment level. Meaning like long term, you don't have to commit right away. You can still give yourself a chance to bond or not bond with that dog before you make that final decision. So that's a huge opportunity too. They're looking for people to help alleviate how many dogs they have at the moment. So fosters are very much needed. So I always suggest that to people who are like just not quite sure. Fostering might just be the thing that's for you. And it doesn't mean you have to be a foster forever. You could be literally a foster failure the first time. Just sign up to foster. Oh, happens to be the right dog the first time, and there you go. You are hopefully okay to adopt it, and then the rest is history. Or you could be a person who fosters a few times and then finds that perfect dog for yourself. So definitely look at that as a great opportunity right now. The second reason it's a great time to adopt a dog is there is less competition. This is, in part due to just people being really busy this time of year. Also because we found that COVID really saturated the pet owner market. So we found that a lot of people who were interested in having pets did so during COVID. So there's just a lot less people who are looking right now. So that less competition means a lot of great things for anyone who is thinking of adopting. It means that you're likely to get your pet quicker, so the dog adoption process is likely to go more quickly. Usually you can expect those things to take at shortest, 2 to 3 weeks. That's usually as short as it's ever going to get with everything, falling in line. But in the past 6 months and more, we had found that the processing could be 4 weeks for some places to even respond to you about a dog. And that was more on the extreme, usually 2 weeks was kind of the average. And so that's a good deal of time to just be waiting, right? So nowadays, since there's not so many people actually putting in applications, or lots of applications just falling through because people aren't sticking around, aren't responding to rescues and shelters, well, that means that you're much more likely to just get immediate response or very quick response when you fill out an application. So that's exciting because obviously it keeps you interested in the dogs that you're applying for, and who doesn't want a quick response when they're just so excited about a dog that they're inquiring on. Another reason why less competition is so great is that, when there's less demand, then usually rescues and shelters may be able to scale back some of their requirements. So this usually is more related to rescues that have added on requirements to help filter through dog adopters, just to make the process easier for them or quicker. And so that means, they might have said, oh, we want you to be work from home. Not that this dog has separation anxiety or anything like that. We just want you to be work from home because we think that would be really nice. I definitely saw that quite a few times during COVID, and that wasn't across the board. It was just here or there. But, those places might actually be scaling those sorts of things back because they're kind of an excessive requirement and meant for filtering people out. And, they're in need of people to adopt dogs right now. Another thing might be that some places might be more sticklers for things like owning your own house instead of renting, or having to have a fenced backyard. Now, some of those things might be specific to the dog. So if it's a really barky dog, they might not allow you to have that dog at an apartment or a condo. Or if the dog is really requires that free time in a yard because maybe it's more reactive, it's going to have more difficult walks or whatever, then those scenarios will do better with those restrictions or those requirements, right? But otherwise, less people out there looking to get dogs, your application, even though there might be a thing or two here or there that may have not gotten you through before, is much more likely to slide through now because there's just less competition. So rescues are less likely to be sticklers for certain things. But of course, every dog is unique, and sometimes, in their dog adoption profile, they're going to have specific requirements. So I can't say that that's going to be across the board, but I do think that the leash will be less tight on dog adopters right now because there's just not as many people out there looking to adopt. And the third reason why it is a great time to adopt a dog is that it's summer. I mean, who doesn't look forward to the summer with their dog? Maybe some husky owners or some brachycephalic dog owners like Boston Terriers or Bulldog owners because, they have a hard time with the hot weather. But most people look forward to doing summer activities with their dogs. If you're getting a new dog during the summer, there'll be some integration time, but, it's nice to have the ability to be out in your yard or go to the park and bond with them over exciting things. Maybe you have a camping trip planned or something like that. Like maybe you'll get to do those things with your dog this summer, and that would be really exciting. Summer is hugely helpful for house training because you're just a lot more willing to pop your dog outside on a regular basis if there's not like 2 feet of snow on the ground or if it's not muddy as anything in your backyard. I know that one from experience. And, otherwise just enjoying time off with your dog. Most people save their vacation time for the summer because in Canada, especially Ontario, when we want to spend our free time is during the summer. And so likely you'll have those days ready to use with your new dog. So on top of the reason that there's also less competition, because people are so busy during the summer and have all the summer activities or have plans so they can't tell a rescue that they'll be available, so they can't really adopt a dog right now, that reduces your competition and allows the summer to be of benefit to you in getting a dog. So you can really make this moment in time of benefit to you if you are interested in getting a dog, or you can start pounding the pet finder again. Because if you had been applying before and just hadn't been succeeding, well, now that there's less competition, more inventory, and it's summer, there's just a lot of things backing you up. And I've seen social media post after social media post about rescues and shelters saying that they're just getting people kind of dropping the ball on them. So they'll get applicants, but then they don't hear back from them after they follow up. And so they're just kind of not interested anymore, or just too busy or whatever. And they're getting ghosted by applicants. And that's kind of shocking to them because they haven't been experiencing that. And that's kind of a new thing they're experiencing. Usually they would get response from applicants. So rescues and shelters are very frustrated because all of a sudden the tables have turned. And now they're in need of really finding homes for all these dogs that they have, right? They don't want them sitting in foster homes too long. They want them to get into their ideal home now. No matter what, your dog adoption application does need to shine. So if you want to hit a home run with a dog that has caught your eye and you just want to fill out a fantastic dog adoption application, then you're going to want to grab my dog adoption application survival kit at www.pawdoptionguide.com/application survival kit. And you can find the link in the show notes. It's a digital download kit that teaches you how to highlight your strengths and change your mindset and speak that rescue and shelter lingo when you're filling out that dog adoption application. If you had struggles before and you heard crickets when you applied for that perfect rescue dog that you found, well, Insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results. Just quit sending out that same application that you sent out before, that one that has yet to receive a response, and instead you can get noticed with an impressive, honest, memorable dog adoption application. Grab that link in the show notes for the dog adoption application survival kit today. Well, I hope you're ready to take advantage of this great time, these summer months, and the current dog adoption market because, more inventory, less competition, the weather, the fact that less people are around to put in applications at rescues and shelters, all of those things are on your side for you getting that rescue dog of your dreams. And I really think you can make it happen. If you have any questions for me about finding that perfect dog, getting a compatible rescue dog, feel free to send it my way. I'd love to hear from you at Pawdoption Guide via Instagram or Facebook. As always, if you enjoyed this episode, please let a friend know. Share it on Instagram or Facebook, or leave a rating for me. You can leave a star rating on Spotify or specifically a review on Apple Podcasts. I really appreciate any reviews because that's going to help me stick around and be able to make waves with this podcast. I'm really aiming to get the word out that rescue dogs are wonderful pets. They're not just for diehard animal lovers, they're for everyone. As always, thanks for listening, and be sure to tune in every other Thursday when new episodes air.